to blame God for famine when we will not share what food he's given. But he's promised to keep the seasons going. Furthermore, he has given himself a reminder to keep his word. And you've seen it, a rainbow. And it comes in the sky whenever sun and rain come together. And we see that beautiful rainbow. It's God's wedding ring. It's God's covenant ring. And he says, he doesn't say, when you see that rainbow, remember my promise. He said, when I see the rainbow, I'll remember my promise. That's a reminder to me to keep the human race alive. And this he has promised to do. He did destroy it once. And we need to remember that he did, that he could at any moment. But he has kept his promise to keep us going. And the reason why he's done that is very simple. Because he wants a family. He's determined to get a family. But if he's going to get one, he'll have to make some rather different covenants. Because the Noah covenant will not of itself give God a family. It'll give him a potential family, but not a full family. Now, with every covenant, there are expectancies on God's part of our response to the covenant. Let me say straight away that the Noah covenant is unconditional, and God will keep it whatever we do, and has kept it whatever we've done, until the end of the age. But what he expected of us was two things, and I'll leave you with this. He expected us to treat life as sacred. He's doing his best to keep life surviving, but he said, you must treat life as sacred. And therefore, if a life is taken, if murder happens, then the person who has taken the life must die. That's the way to keep life sacred, capital punishment. There's a huge debate about it all over the world at the moment, but God's made it quite clear that if you're going to treat life as sacred, then murder must be paid with execution. You know, when capital punishment was abolished in Britain in the 1960s, I said that's the end of sacredness of life. It reduces murder to theft, stealing a life. But murder is sacrilege. It is destroying the image of God. However bad a person may be, they're made in the image of God, and you don't destroy the image of God. And I said, now that we've abolished capital punishment, the very next thing will be abortion, and it was. And the thing after that will be euthanasia, putting grandmother down because she's getting a bit old. And that's now come. The sacredness of life has been lost in Western society, and it began by abolishing capital punishment. That's written into this covenant. It's not a condition. God did not say, if you don't keep up capital punishment, I won't keep up the seasons. No. But he did say, I expect you to. And he also expected us to slaughter animals properly and never to eat living flesh. That's the meaning of draining the blood from an animal, to make sure it is dead, for the life is in the blood. So there's a way to treat animal life, even though God has given us meat to eat, made that clear. He didn't tell us we had to be vegetarians. Nevertheless, he said, you must be quite sure the animal is dead before you eat. So there are the two things he expected in that covenant, but he didn't make them a condition. And the sad thing is that we are disappointing his expectancies, and yet still he kept the seasons going. And I was looking at the dead trees this morning and seeing the little buds coming. Isn't spring wonderful? Did you thank God for that? Because he's keeping it going. If he didn't, it wouldn't come. He's sustaining the universe. And it's based on the covenant he made with Noah. Of course, even Noah disappointed him. Shortly after he came out of the ark, he got drunk and exposed himself. And the whole sad, sinful business started all over again. Incest followed fairly quickly. And you could say, God, it wasn't worth it, was it? You haven't achieved anything. But God had made a statement that he should be respected, that he can destroy the human race in a moment. But he's promised not to. And we shouldn't take advantage of his tolerance of us in that. Well, now, I hope some of you will be able to come back for the second part of the talk on the covenants.